Hi learners! This is topic 2 of Unit 2. The topic will be dealt with in two videos and includes a discussion of the research objectives, questions, and hypotheses. A detailed discussion of the characteristics and types of research objectives and types of research hypotheses will be dealt with in detail in the topic. After the identification of research problem and review of literature, the next step in the research process is the formulation of research objectives and research hypotheses. Let's gain an insight into the concept of research objectives. As research is a systematic inquiry to find out the solution to the questions, thus, clearly defined objective formulation is of utmost importance for finding a valid answer. Objectives provide the direction to a researcher, and one gets to know what exactly he or she is going to do for finding the answers to the research questions. After finalizing the research problem, the researcher should specify the objectives of the proposed research in a clear, concise, and declarative statement. Now let's discuss characteristics of research objectives. Research objectives are the results sought by the researcher at the end of the research. That is, what will be achieved at the end of the research study. Research objective is a clear, concise, and declarative statement which provides the direction for carrying out an investigation. A well-stated objective should fulfill the criteria of the acronym SMART, that is, specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely. Being specific means objectives should be stated in a way so that it's very clear from the statement that what exactly has to be done by using the appropriate verbs. These should be clear and well defined. The objectives framed should be measurable, means we should be able to find out in the end whether we were able to achieve the objectives or not by applying various statistical tests. Objectives should be achievable within the available resources and time frame. Overambitious objectives which are difficult to achieve should be avoided. Objectives should be practical and realistic. The researcher should have an understanding of the resources available in terms of money, time, skill, etc. The research objectives should be time-bound. A well-framed objective should always include the time reference or the timeline within which the particular work has to be completed. The research objective should always be written using strong positive action verbs such as develop, identify, measure, collect, construct, synthesize, evaluate, assess, devise, etc. The researcher should not use weaker verbs such as know, learn, understand, perceive, listen, consider, etc. Now let's discuss the types of research objectives. There are two types of objectives: the general objectives and specific objectives. General objective is a broad aim or the goal of the research study which the researcher would be able to achieve in the end of the research process. General objectives can be broken into smaller parts to form the specific objectives. The specific objectives are short-term with a narrow focus. The specific objectives are more in number and altogether will achieve the general objective. The specific objectives are more precise and clear in terms of what exactly will be done in parts to achieve the overall aim of the study. Learners, let's now know what are research questions. A research question is a rewording of the objectives of the research study in interrogative form rather than declarative form. The question can be simple and direct and seek an answer. Research questions provide focus and attention to what type of data is required to answer the question. In quantitative studies, research questions are framed to identify the variables under study, that is, independent or dependent variables. Research questions are also framed to identify relationship and association between research variables and demographic variables, etc. For example, what percentages of customers use digital methods for transactions? What is the relationship between digital literacy with usage of digital services? So, learners, I hope you have a fair idea of what are research objectives and research questions. Thank you.